ashes burn in the snow on the night it's our turn.
What's up, Star Wars Unlimited fans? It's Loopy at Late Night Gaming, and I'm here with one of my favorite people in Star Wars Unlimited, Frank Myers, my co-commentator. How you doing, buddy?
Loopy, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for the invite to hang out with you tonight and hopefully stream a fun match.
And we are streaming round one of the Madison case tournament. We do this in a little different format this time. We actually recorded all the gameplay, which gives us a little bit higher quality. And it also lets us go back and spend a little bit of time analyzing the plays. I think everybody's getting ready for PQ season, and these are two decks that I think you'll see. And the first round opponent, I was one of the players, and the other player was, you wouldn't believe it, a yellow Sabine.
Let's go. As you know very well from our master class way back in May, it's Blonde Sabine, as we call it, is one of my favorite decks. The first deck that I kind of did a lot of work on, and along with Ryan Warner, we kind of pioneered it in set one. And I got away from it for a while in set two. Came back towards the end of the PQs, top cut with it at a PQ. But I'm actually kind of excited about Blonde Sabine again in set three now that the Boba Menace is suspended.
Yeah, and this is actually Matt's list. Matt's a cool player from outside of Madison. What can you tell us about? Yep. What can you tell us about the list he's bringing today?
Right, it looks a lot like Rebel Resources list. If anybody is really interested in Blonde Sabine, you can come check us out on YouTube. But also Ryan Warner has a great Rebel Resource Patreon where he puts out a lot of great information. A list like this. The Plo Koons are new to set three. They really give you a great top end to kind of finish it. Get back in control of the board at the last moment, save you from fatal often, and then you're able to untap and swing for 6 with the first action of the 6 resource turn, which is usually your fatal. This has got a touch of control in it. It does have the Kiras, which are really nice to stop the overrun barrages, stop some things that are about to wreck your world. So it gives you some interaction to prevent plays. I like the shielded units, the LS. Is it LS-33s? Is that what they are?
Yeah, L3. The
L3.
droid from the Solo movies. Yep, that's who that is.
Right. It's kind of the heroic version of Crafty Smuggler. I don't know if the designers thought that capture would be a bigger mechanic than it is, but you almost never use it for the free a captive. But it is great for coming in as a 2/2 shielded. As you know, right now with the rise of the Django decks and the Quinlan Voss decks and the Cad Bane decks, there's a lot of decks that like to ping, and those shields can come in really useful in preventing damage.
Yeah, and there is actually the Cad Bane unit now, which I think is, the first really significant capture unit that is played because it's a 7/7 as well. Shout out. I don't know if you know this, but Ryan, Rebel Resource, is actually local to Wisconsin. So he won the first tournament at this store at Misty Mountain. And the meta here has evolved in such a way that there's actually significantly more yellow Sabine players than green, in Wisconsin.
Well, Ryan, I'm sure, was a big influence on that.
All right, and this is the list I ran. Quinlan is Quinlan is a leader that pings. He pings with out taking a separate action if you match the cost when he's on one side, and then when he's deployed, it just has to be the same or less. And my version actually runs a lot of the same cards as.
I was about to say, if you squint, the same deck lists.
Yep. So, and I think you'll find though that the decks do play a little bit different. What Quinlan does have is the force trait in addition to the pings. So most Quinlan lists that are in red are running force throw, force units. Ezra's been kind of waiting since set one to find a deck that really kind of fit him, but I think Quinlan certainly does, and you'll see some Ezra plays as we go through. But yeah, I'm excited about this list. Doing very well. There's actually a deck tech releasing today at the same day that we're releasing this VOD. So check
good.
It out.
I can't wait to see it. I want to hear your discussion of 3 Sparks main deck. That's spicy. That's a lot of interaction with your hand.
Well, not only that, because it's a discard, and that's people ask me, why not just play yellow Sabine? Well, it's not just an aggro deck. I mean, there's 9 core discard cards between the force throws, the sparks, and then the K2, and then Kira has hand disruption as well. just a little bit different kind of hand disruption.
You can definitely disrupt an opponent's plan.
So let's get to the match. We actually pick up with the recording as
what's happened so far?
Yeah, so
looks like it's already underway.
Where we started is the beginning of turn 2 of game 1, and he led with an A-wing. I had only an R2 to play, and then we both attacked. So that's where we start, and that actually gets us going. First turn of the play, I play the Falcon, and I think that this is something, that couldn't have lined up better with him leading red 3 into me.
Yeah, that's great for you.
Clear the A-wing.
Oh, but you didn't kill red 3.
Not yet.
That's an interesting choice.
Tarkentown.
You're gonna Tarkentown red 3. You had it either way. Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm.
So,
and the reason to do it that way is you only take 1 damage back on your Falcon, and you don't take 2 damage back by killing the red 3, of course. Right. Just for the people watching the match, not clear why. I mean, you think red 3 is the higher priority target. It is, but now you had a way to clear both. Right. So.
Yep. So the Quinlan ping itself, because both the Falcon and red 3 cost 3, hits for free essentially as I played it, and I mean I went from being behind on board to being way ahead on board.
Oh, look at the board. Yeah. I like where you're at a lot more than where he is. Did you pay for your Falcon though? Does not look like you did.
Not yet. I think I will.
Okay, I hope you do.
I hope you do. Yeah, and hopefully not the dudeness is the one.
Deploy Sabine right away. Aggressive on 4 resources. I don't know what, maybe a wing leader to put. I can't see what's in their hand. If a green Sabine did that, I would think it's a dark saber coming down.
In fact, I think that at this point in the game, I was thinking about that myself. I was thinking about whether he might have a dark saber out of aspect in his list. This was not open deck list.
There are people playing it out of aspect in the yellow Sabine decks, for sure.
So I played the red 3. My last resource is actually exhausted because of the Falcon. He runs with a hotshot blaster from hand, which I thought was interesting.
From hand? That is very interesting. Why would you not resource it?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Shout out to Brian, the store owner at Misty, who has a great recording setup. He was tweaking the video settings, as you can see happening right now. So
it's okay. Yeah, it's gonna look good in a minute. They're just getting it set up. So with that, there's a good reason. It's the action economy.
Yep.
You can't use Fleet Lieutenant and the blaster in the same attack. So he went for the home run. He put the blaster on and Fleet Lieutenant. So that's a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attack power Sabine in one action. It's nice.
And I just claimed.
Okay, why did you choose not to attack with the Falcon?
Because I had a way to kill the
Sabine. Okay, before you take another 5 plus. So you're absolutely playing as the control player in this matchup.
And I remember what happens now. So I'm going to bounce back the Falcon in a second here too, because I needed to not play with it, right? Because I'm seeing a little problem on your resources there, Loopy. Yeah, no, I should have 5.
Yeah, I don't think you could have played Plo Koon and kept Falcon in play.
Yep. So I mean, I recall that we actually bounced that back.
Okay, good. Sorry, it's awkward to watch us with you, and you're making the play mistake.
Right.
Loopy.
Yeah. All right. But
this is the first match of the day. Let's be honest, we've all been.
This is the first match of the day, and I spent the 20 minutes going to this, getting all the recording stuff set up. So I wasn't quite caffeinated enough yet.
Right.
I'm new to yellow. What do you want?
Yeah, the sloppiest play you'll do is usually your first and your last match of the day.
So then I remember I had a Falcon out there.
Yeah, you put the Falcon back in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No one had to call the judge, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because ironically, you didn't pay for the Falcon the turn before, and you also didn't attack with it either. Mm. So you'd actually been better off just putting it back in your hand to start with. So he takes initiative. You're in bad shape. You're at 17 damage into a Sabine. This is bad.
Yeah.
For you.
Well, not too bad, though.
Well, I mean, spoiler alert, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, surprise strike into a for a cause I believe in, and you're dead.
Right. So.
No, surprise strike into a ping, and you're dead.
Right.
I mean, you're on the cusp here. You just got to pray it didn't have surprise strike. even a fleet lieutenant would get 5 on your base, putting you at 23, then 2 pings before you could do 21 damage for sure. There's no way you could do 21 damage before they could ping next turn. So yeah, you're in bad shape, and somehow miraculously you're implying that you pulled this out. You're the orifice that's covered by your pants. So they had initiative. Bamboozle, first choice Bamboozle. Weird. I just would have gone ahead and got damage in with that Sabine unit.
I think that he needed to.
Oh,
I think that he
let you off the hook here. I think he let you off the hook. I think the 3 damage from Sabine puts you in a really bad spot.
Yeah. But I think that not happening actually put me in, prime position then to win, because he'll actually never get the tempo back. So, from here, we have the ability to flood the board with all of the low-cost units.
Right. Yeah, not attacking with Sabine is not the right play line, I think. Mm-hmm. I would have attacked Sabine in my first action.
And then I made it a point to then clear off his board using the ping. So the A-Wing
you're doing great.
comes down there. Right. Now R2 with red 3 can actually take care of L3.
Yeah, you're doing fantastic given what you've been given. And that's a board that is not going to be fatal. But if you're at 21 right now, even a 4 cause could kill you at this point. But I don't remember from his playlist. He was running 4 cause, wasn't he? He was in his list. Okay.
And then the Falcon comes back, and things have changed significantly.
Yeah, you're in great shape now. Yeah. It's so funny. This is why Star Wars Unlimited is such a high skill cap game. One missed sequence like that, and you either win or lose a game.
Right.
Now, you may have beat him anyway, but his only chance to win, I think, would be if you're at 21 damage right now.
Right. Because, right now, if you just look at it, the Falcon represents 4 damage, the A-Wing represents 4 damage for 8, the Red 3, it's 11, 13. Plo is actually 7 for 20, so I have 24 damage represented on board if everything attacks.
Right. Yeah, I would have been curious what would have happened if he had attacked with Sabine first. But man, I really like your deck, Loopy. This is an impressive. It's the Rebel package in Voss. It's really interesting.
Right.
They've put out 3 sets, and there's still, in my opinion, there's not an aggro package as good as the Rebel package. The Underworld package in set 2 didn't come close, except maybe in the Boba leader base where you could untap resources. And then in set 3, the Republic units haven't. None of the Republic package, even though they got some of the same tools as the Rebels, it's just not as fast. It's not as good. Their Fleet Lieutenant is that 2-drop that's awkward. They don't have a wing leader unit I can think of in Republic. So
yeah, they don't have a wing leader. They have kind of that Republic tactical officer, which is a little bit thicker. But my issue with him is he only hits for 1. So whereas Fleet hits for 3. So at this point he scoops. Not having anything that can attack right then. I mean, the only thing I think that maybe gives him a chance would be double 4 cause, because one downside of Quinlan is it's a 25 health base. I do think that this is a challenging matchup. I've played quite a bit of both Sabine Yellow and Sabine Green in testing. Quinlan is as good as anything into good Sabine players, because good Sabine players can literally win any match. But
sure, we just draw. We just have to draw the right cards.
Right. Yeah. The 5 extra health that Sabine Yellow has is a challenge. Tarkentown versus ECL are both 25, so it's a fair race. But I mean, you really have to have something like this happen against Yellow, where my units line up entirely. Now, all of that looks a lot different if I'm not able to clear out like the Red 3 with the Falcon.
Yeah, your Falcon was huge.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
your Falcon.
Absolutely, the most important card as to a Sabine Yellow matchup is Millennium Falcon. When you have that, you can really deal with some things in space. Now, Sabine Yellow has some opens that are just almost impossible to deal with too. I mean, I don't think that was it, but I mean, sometimes Sabine Yellow will come at you with like 2 turncoats and a Red 3, to follow.
Well, I was gonna say the best opening into Tarkentown decks is 2 units on the first turn,
Right.
because you're gonna lose a unit to Tarkentown. But if you have another unit, suddenly you've got, if it's an R2 even, you got a wing leader that you can put on an R2. If Fleet Lieutenant, I mean, all the Rebel package stuff you're trying to do, if you have a unit survive turn 1, is there.
So,
But
what would you be looking for sideboard against a Quinlan Tarkentown? Let me ask you that. You're Mr. Blonde Sabine.
right. Ooh, that's a great question. So you want to, I don't know, you don't need, I almost think you just need more units. I don't know that Bamboozle, because you're not running upgrades, right? In your boss deck.
Just
Not
the
really.
just the wing leader. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can bamboozle something with a wing leader. But yeah, units that, I want to double. If I have a third Leia, I might bring a third Leia in. If he's even running Leia, but you can do Leia and R2 on turn 1, and that gives you a wonderful kind of shield, and it's kind of protects you from Tarkentown if you could Leia and R2 on turn 1, because then you could wing leader, fleet lieutenant, whatever you kill off, if anything. Another thing that's awkward too for Voss is if the Sabine player plays 2 1-drops, you often don't have a 1-drop yourself to get the ping off with Voss.
Right. And that's exactly right, because the Voss math is a little bit different. I do run 3 R2 units. So you would have saw
great.
it.
I love
Right. So, but that's the only 1-drop in my list. And you can see I actually have 2 of them in my opening hand here.
Yeah, you do 2 in your hand there. Yeah. And I think I see a Falcon and a Blaster. So he definitely wants to resource the Blaster. I'm trying to see what else he has in his hand.
Yeah,
There's a Kira in it.
And I'm real happy with what I saw there. I saw a Plorcloon. I think I might have a Falcon too. So
yeah,
give the round.
Yeah, R2 and Falcon, and especially if another. And what's nice too with not having initiative, is you can actually wait for him to deploy, and then you can play your 1 or your 2 drop depending upon what he played, so that you can get your Voss. It's almost like it's a different version of lane dodging. It's almost like you're trying to
cost
it's
dodging.
resource management.
And that's a really important thing to do too.
Yeah.
You kind of cost dodge. You want to go there. And, I've messed around with this, how to open, quite a bit too, because, I mean, you really get a lot of advantage if you can kill a Sabine player's turn 1 play. But I've come to the conclusion that, at least with the Rebel list, you just hit the gas and you take advantage of the initiative and you'll Tarkentown something along the way. Passing into Sabine will result in a ping, of course, and then you're shortening your life, which is particularly acute with Sabine Yellow because she starts with 30.
Right. So let's see if we can see what he's. I see a Falcon. It looks like the shielded droid is good against you because the shielded droid is also a really good start into Voss. Yep. The only problem with the droid though is it doesn't have the Rebel synergy.
Yep. So that's exactly how he opens. He opens with health 3.
Yeah.
And I probably kept 1 and a 2. I would be surprised if I didn't keep one of my R2s and then a 2, just to kind of cost dodge as he did. Because I knew he would have initiative. If he leads out with a turncoat, I want to play R2. If he doesn't, there. And here,
So I don't think he pinged, which is the correct. You want initiative to do something.
Right.
If so 2 on the base is better than 1 ping, because that Sabine is not going to let that droid live. I'm sure. Yep.
So Sabine unit clears the L3 and then does 1 damage to base with the on attack.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Falcon.
So now we're going to get a trade of Falcons here. Or do you go Ezra? The only reason I might to go Ezra is you don't want to tie up your resources.
Right. There. So
awkward with the Falcon.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a hit. I'm going to take 3 damage to the Falcon to go to 5. And then we'll see if he pings or claims. He pinged. And I got initiative.
Why wasn't you Tarkentown there?
You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see. So the reason is the Tarkentown still exists, right?
Yeah.
So this is also Sabine's flip turn. So I know I'm probably not going to have to be particularly efficient to maintain initiative.
Right.
So I'm going to
You
see if he
will have
pays.
extra.
So he pays for the Falcon, and now I Tarkin Town it, putting him down a resource. That's exactly why I did that.
I got it. Yeah. The small risk would be if you put the Falcon back in his hand.
And if he puts the Falcon back in the hand,
You don't mind
happy.
either, I guess, because the board's not being developed. Yeah. And so he's deep in the tank. I see a wing leader. You could wing leader Sabine. That'd probably be a really nice play right now.
Ezra is also a rebel.
Yes. And a force for your force throws.
But instead, I go for Bay.
Oh,
Kira,
nice.
And
Yes. Put a stop to that wing leader. Yes.
knowing I'm on stream, I hold up the wing leader, demonstrating what I called.
I like it.
Yep.
I like it a lot.
And if you look at the rest of his hand, he did not have a good play besides that. So now
No.
he's going to be
Spark
left,
you.
he's going to be left
Yeah.
with 4 claws on his flip turn.
Oh, I thought he was going to spark you. Oh, he had a blaster.
He does have a
something.
blaster, so that helps out. Right.
That does help. Yeah. And if you had paid for the Falcon, I don't think he had anything to play either way. So if he hadn't played, if you killed it the turn before, I didn't see a 4-drop in his hand
Right. All right.
that time, but still a better play.
So, I mean, right now I'm behind 11-2 on damage on base.
Yeah, it looks bad. It looks grim.
Yep.
You have a nice board. You have a nice board, though.
Right. No. And Kira holding back that wing leader feels good.
It did. Because this Sabine would have hit for 5 this turn and been with a 7 health leader is a lot tougher for Quinlan-Voss to deal with.
Yeah. And that's really where the other thing that I think is appealing about Quinlan is he's just pretty significantly strong. Now, I shouldn't have actually discarded that there because Ezra needs to survive to do it, but
Yeah,
all it did was a
first
resolve.
match of the day, Loopy. You gotta,
Right.
you gotta shake the cobwebs off.
Mm-hmm.
We'll forgive you.
But I'm feeling good after not having anything happen on the board, and I have one of his more important cards as far as jamming damage locked up.
Right.
With
I
Kira.
think you definitely want the game to go long.
Long enough.
But yeah. Did you sideboard out your hand disruption, I'm assuming?
So what I sideboard, that's a good question. I do take out Spark for Sabine, just because Spark is not enough upside, really. And I know that some Quinlan players disagree with that a little bit, but I don't. And then I typically do take out the 4 causes for a similar reason.
Yeah.
I ask him if he wants to bounce his K2 he just played. He decides not to.
Oh, that's so generous of you, though. You're such a gracious opponent to offer him such choices.
So, and here you go, though. I mean, you now have Plo come in, and look what just happened. You know, Plo goes
Yeah.
in and ambushes for 6 to kill the K2.
Yeah.
And he does the extra damage, putting me to 14. And then also
Right.
the Quinlan attack takes out the 1 health Wolfpack escort.
Right. I think the 1 health units need to come get sideboarded out, especially the Wolfpack. I don't know why you would play Wolfpack into Quinlan. I know why you would into like Blue Bosk or something,
Right.
but I don't know what the point of the Wolfpack is other than to be able to put 2 units down on turn 1. But I think with Voss, don't you get to choose where the damage goes
Yes.
if he has multiple units?
So Voss is different than CAD in that Voss
Right.
aims his pings. Now it has to be on the non-deployed side. It has to be the same. But as you see, once he's deployed, it's just less. So anything with 1 health, if you
Sure.
play a card with cost more
Yeah.
than 1, you can get him, which is exactly what happened.
That's definitely a sideboard choice that I think I would have made is take out the Wolfpacks.
And then I'm putting in against Sabine. I'm typically putting in Rogue Ops because those, if you can get a red 3, can actually just ace leader well. And then I will play Bamboozles against Sabine to try to turn off wing leaders. Wing leader A-wing is often when you lose games why. It's a very strong open.
Mm-hmm.
So his Plo kills my Plo. Let's see exactly what it is.
Yeah, you got a handful of cards. You got board presence. Yeah, you're in great shape.
Yep.
Yeah, you're just gonna rub it in.
He's
now with that green.
thinking he has to do damage, but he doesn't. So I play red 3 for 3. He's already spent his resources. We're both going to take a ping. But now I think the plan is just to slam damage.
Yeah.
So Kira handles Plo.
Well, yeah, you've got complete control of this game. Unlike game 1, I don't think he had any lines to win. Your Tarkin Town usage is just perfect. I know we're about to do in the Bothan network. We're about to have a Tarkin Town class, so to speak. If anybody wants to come see, I don't know when you're putting this video out.
Yeah, and actually, some of my favorite people are there. I think you got the videos out on Wednesday, December 18th. So
good.
If you're watching
2 days later, Friday the 20th, yeah, come hang out with us at the Bothan network.
It's Mickey
Discord
D
server.
who. If there's anybody who has more Quinlan games than me, it's him. Who's a great.
Yeah, he has more.
Great member there, and then I know that it's Mr. Redway, Chris, right?
Yep.
Is going to be
Rodney Stubbs himself
and then
is leading it along with Carlos, who goes by Yoda Killer. Yep.
Who's close to us too. I played Carlos in Chicago. Yep. So, we'll have Plo come in and finish off Kira, but at this point, it's too late.
Yeah, you've got this.
Yep. I've got a Rogue Op for 5 with red 3.
Oof. So good. So good. Now they didn't want to ping, does he?
Yeah, things have changed. He reached for the ping and then goes. He comes in for 4, 7, and we have the Falcon for the finish.
There's the game. GG. Well done, Loopy.
All right. So that was round 1.
You showed what you're capable of. Yeah.
Any thoughts? Haven't watched the match?
Well, my thoughts are that you played just so well. Shuck off some rust from game 1 of the day, match 1 of the day. But you're definitely mastered the deck. I mean, the Quinlan Tarkin Town combination into Sabine, that's the way you got to do. You got to nail a great first turn kill, and then you just got to get the board under your control before the damage gets out of hand. If they can get there, and they can push, and especially if they're putting down 2 units a turn at any point, it becomes a lot more difficult for you to take control of their board. But I really liked all your play lines, and congratulations on winning the first round of the tournament. I'm excited to watch all of it.
All right, so check it out. We'll be releasing these probably every day, every other day, until we get to the end. And hopefully this will help all you see some of the meta decks as we prepare for PQs. So
great.
Thanks for watching it. And thanks again, Frank, for joining us. I hope we do more commentary in the future soon.
It's fun.
Check out Frank on Twitch, Blonde Sabine.
No, we're not on Twitch anymore.
You're not
we're
on
just
Twitch
on
anymore.
YouTube.
Just on YouTube. Forget about Twitch.
Yes, Blonde Sabine on YouTube. My wife streams, and I'm her sidekick. So please come watch us. We do a Wednesday, Thursday lunchtime live play. Y'all are welcome to come and catch the videos on demand. And we also stream some tournaments too. We have tournament coverage on our channel also.
Yep, you guys did Utah. I know I helped with kind of the back end for that, if I remember right.
Yeah, that was great. Hell, you kind of got us started in the tournament streaming. We did a 1K in North Carolina. I think it was the same day you were doing this one. We were in North Carolina streaming something. The video on demand for that is up. But we've got a couple of PQs lined up already. I think we're going to be streaming from SCG Atlanta with Maclunky Gaming. I don't think they're doing all 3 days, so we're going to do the day at SCG Atlanta that they're not doing. I think we're streaming one of the local PQs to us, and then actually we are going to be streaming the Idaho PQ. So,
all right. Well, the Andor
we're actually going to be on site in Idaho to stream the PQ. I'm excited.
That is exciting. Well, say hi to Nick when you're there. I'm sure he'll be there.
I will.
All right. So you can check out the YouTube channel in the description. We'll also have both deck lists and an invite to the Bothan Network, which is a cool place to hang out, as well as late night gaming systems.
Great Discord server. We just look for fun games with competitive players that are chill. Please come get some games with us. We'd love you to hang out with us at Bothan Network.
All right. Onwards and upwards and on to round 2. Later.